Hey, welcome back to Matter of Fact. Today we got for y'all the Thursday night preview. See if the Jets could salvage their season, even if that's still possible against the Texans. They're missing people. Stephon Diggs out with the ACL for the rest of the season. Nico Collins still not back. But it's a tough spot for the Jets, man. How you think this is going to go?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I thought the Jets had to have it 2 weeks ago and they lost. Uh, they, they were supposed to be able to be better
I,
than
I'm 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 not I'm not
Patriots.
touching this joint, yo. All I know is that Jets defense isn't the same Jets defense that we're used to, so I might smack that over. And they're playing for something still. Like they got embarrassed last week. They got embarrassed the week before that. How often you want to keep getting embarrassed on prime time?
Oh, Alan Lazard's out. I didn't even know that. Alan
I don't want to
Lazard.
hear that shit, bro. That's why you got
Well,
Devontae Adams.
well, I mean, I'm just saying. I didn't even know they're down, guys. You
Damn.
know, I mean, yeah. It's one of
PFF
those
has them
situations.
as the power ranked first defense. PFF be off that fence sometimes. I swear.
Yeah, but I mean, like there might be some aspects of their defense that's fine. You know what I mean? But it's clearly like it has holes. Like I've seen that there's obviously running the ball. People are running on them. There's players that are running on them and shit like that. So, they might as a whole they might be stopping people, but I mean I feel like their defense has kind of fell off due to the fact that they've been dealing with some injuries. And I mean Robert Saleh, like that was his side of the ball, and they tried to save face and said that the defensive coordinator, that's the head coach, interim head coach right now, was the reason the defense was clicking. But I mean, you don't even have to look at statistics to see that that's not even true. So you know what I mean. So maybe like at the
It's just a
beginning of
weird
it,
situation with that because it's like, I mean, it's one of them situations where it's like, what else are we gonna say? But like at the same time, it's like y'all haven't won since y'all fired him. I thought he was the problem. And that's usually not what happens. Usually you fire the coach, next game, everything's humming, at least get one win.
yeah, I mean, again, this is just such a weird situation. I don't really know how this could be salvaged, and it's funny because obviously the Texans are plus money for whatever reason. They're plus money for this game at 2.5, but then some places they have this on at minus 1.5. But I mean, I guess you could say the Jets need to win this game. They're at home. You got two stud wide receivers out. You have a running back out. You got players on defense that are missing. So since they got so many guys out, maybe they're depleted, and that's the reason the books are like, okay, the Jets are going to get a win this week. But again, I mean, me personally, like you said, you like the over. I mean, I don't even really like the over like that because the Texans haven't looked good to me. Have they looked good to you? What have you seen with the Texans that you?
No, they haven't. I mean, they squeaked out that win against the Colts. They haven't been looking great, but like I just think this Jets defense hasn't been looking great either. 42 is a relatively low number, and I think that like the Jets have enough weapons to keep it interesting. Like I'm expecting a big Devontae Adams game eventually. No Alan Lazard, so
Okay.
all you have out there is Adams. Bro, you have Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall, bro. Like
Yeah, but
if
see,
y'all can't help hit this total now, obviously, in terms of the Texans defense, they're pretty good unit. That's also D'Amico Ryan's side of the ball, former linebacker. But let me look at these injuries. Uh,
I just had them up.
Morgan Moses
I can pull them back.
questionable.
Let me see. I can pull the injuries back up. So right
Elijah
here.
Vera Tucker, that's major.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they got. I mean, like I said, Alan Lazar's out. Ashton Davis. I know he was a starter for him. He's not playing. You
No
already
CJ
said,
Mosley.
yeah. So I mean, they got guys out. They got guys that are questionable. It's a Thursday game, so odds are they probably not going to be able to play. But You know, I mean, there's injuries on the other side too. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. You got Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, Jerry Hughes out. You got like Aziz Azor, who's a solid middle linebacker. He's not playing. Jimmy Ward, solid safety. He's not playing. So I mean, there's deficiencies on both sides of the ball for both the teams. But again, I mean, just the way that the Texans have been playing, and you know, they've already talked about. It's been mentioned before. Like C.J. Stroud doesn't really play well on the road. He just doesn't. He doesn't play well when he's playing away. And then also, Bobby Solowick, he really is emphasizing the run. So
I feel like you're overstating the Texans like recent performances. I mean, yeah, they didn't look great against the Colts, but against the Packers, they could have easily won that game. And before that,
I
they were on a
mean,
3-game win
well,
streak, including
I
the
was more so
Bills.
talking about the under. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, this is them right here. They're
Oh. Well, I thought you meant like how the team was actually performing.
oh no, I'm talking about the just how they're winning games. You know what I mean, or losing them. But I'm saying like you know what I mean to the under. You said that the under was at 42, and I'm just kind of like I don't know.
But
You know,
look at those totals though. I mean, yeah, like it's hitting the under on 48, but if it was 48, I wouldn't be betting it. I think 42, you could get it over to 42. Kind of similar to how, like, if you're looking at the game script for the Giants Steelers game Monday night, that 36.5 was looking all right, but, eventually went over. If it's a close game in the
yeah, but
fourth, that might be
36
enough to.
and 42 is because the game I'm picturing right now, honestly, is
Yeah,
this right.
but, like, those are two, but, yeah, but you got to take out those two teams. I'm just saying, all right, before the Giants Steelers game, what were you leaning over under?
I wouldn't touch a game. I wouldn't touch the over or the under in a game like that. Respectfully, I'm not even trying to talk shit, but it's like you know what I
Yeah, but
mean.
what were you leaning? Like you don't have a gauge for things, even if you're
Well,
not betting it.
yeah, for like that one, I had no
You got
lean
no
on that.
read.
Yeah, because it's just like, yo, I guess my read would be the under, but it's at 36. So it's like I know this is a trick. Like I know this is a trick. You know what I mean? And then so yeah, but in my head, I guess when I'm the reason why I wouldn't consider the over is because I could totally see a game where it's 19-13, you know, and like they're struggling kicking field right now. The Jets are struggling kicking field goals anyway. So it's like, all right, and we in the Houston has a good field goal kicker. So they like, look, we gonna fuck around, get one touchdown, 4 field goals, 3 field goals, boom, we gonna be up on these guys, and then just let the bad luck be the bad luck for New York, you know? And like even his props, like Devontae Adams, like this Devontae Adams, I don't know what kind of props he had last year, but I'm pretty sure when he had the old Aaron Rodgers back in Green Bay, he never had no over under at 55.5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean it's a shit show over there in New York. Like it don't even the situation just feels too forced. You know what it feels like? Hey, tell me it's not a perfect comp. When the Warriors added DeMarcus Cousins, and then he ended up, you know what I mean? It was like, damn, that's like the
Nah.
big. That's the. I'm not saying they like the
Yeah,
Warriors, but it felt
well,
like
because
on paper this should make them go crazy, and
okay,
we
see,
haven't seen that.
I always say this to you because I look at basketball completely different than the rest of the like not the rest of the world, but like to the majority of people that watch basketball. They see a big name and they think that that means something, but it's like if you're in the weeds with basketball, you knew when DeMarcus Cousins went to the Warriors, like he wasn't really about to be on nothing. You know what I mean? It was almost like you know what I'm saying. So it's like I guess I feel that like somebody like I think a lot of people probably feel your analogy, but like for me, it was like I knew DeMarcus Cousins wasn't coming through to be like a difference making
Well,
big for
I
that
mean, he
Warriors team.
wasn't he wasn't healthy the whole time, so it's not like
Right. Yeah,
whatever. It's not a
that's what
good
I'm
comp.
saying.
But here's the deal with the Texans though. They've let up 20 points in the past 5 games, right? And before that, they only put up 7 against the Vikings. You know, that was when the Vikings were world beaters. And then against the Bears, 19-13. And then week 1, oh, so they already played the Colts twice, 29-27. So, I mean, if they let up 20, that shit's hitting.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Which they've been hitting. They've been letting up 20. So, I think with the injury report and the weapons they do have, what's your what do you think the deal is on Mechie? You think he just can't play?
I mean, I just think he's a slot guy. Whatever he can do is obviously, you know what I mean. Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, they can do it better. Uh, the Hutcherson kid is he's a big body wide receiver, Xavier Hutcherson. So I think that's the reason why, with Nico Collins being out, I think that's why he was the first one to be called up to get the shot. Obviously, he hasn't necessarily done much with it, but I think that had Tank Dell been injured, the one that was injured, it could have been Michi. I'm not going to rule them out, but it's definitely again something that I want to watch and see. It looks like everybody smacks the over when you play the Jets. Look at this. Look at this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, because this is also my belief in CJ Stroud as well. Like, if this is a CJ Stroud I was seeing last year and who was elevating Noah Brown and anybody he
But like,
can,
what
like,
have you been tracking them this year? Have you seen
yeah,
what he's
I know, but that's why I brought up last year, because last year was different. It was looking different. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? And this year it seems like they're kind of taking the ball out of his hands a little bit. Then you have Joe Mixon there. They could get creative with him, or if he lets out a big run. I just think in terms of the key players, I think there's going to be enough key plays in 42. Like, once again, if it was something like
passing yards is 86 passing yards is egregious.
yeah, I know. I'm hit. I mean, he was
I
getting
mean,
killed for that.
but also I remember always having to say in the offseason when it came to, you know what I'm saying, CJ Stroud, it's like, look, I believe that he's going to be a talented QB too. But also it's like it's the sophomore year. Coaches got film on him. Coaches know the flaws now. Coaches know, and that's why everybody, like, we're quick to praise and we're quick to, hate or disconnect from a quarterback or whatever. But it's like, yo, you gotta let these cats have a body of work. You gotta let them see it.
Yeah. That's why when it came to even though I was a huge CJ Stroud guy, the whole him being top 5, I wasn't ready to put him there yet, just off a rookie year. And it's going to be the same. Let's say Jaden Daniels continues his run. It's going to be the same for him. Let me see it again.
I mean, there's been some, like, I've actually talked to some like level-headed Redskin fans or Commander fans that have even stated, like, look, like, I love what he's doing right now, but I'm not going to lie to you, it's about what he does his sophomore year. It's about, you know what I mean? Because now in sophomore year, all the defensive coordinators, he's gonna have probably, that target on his back. Like, okay, what do we got to make him do? What is he
Yeah,
not
you're
doing?
not going to have us on your highlight reel, boy.
Yeah. So, and if you do, you earned it. You know what I mean? If you do, it's okay. Kudos to you, respect. But it's not going to be kind of like what you're seeing now. So yeah, I mean, second year jumps, in second year slumps, like, they're a thing for a reason. So, and again, it's just a short week. So, which is honestly why I think that the number is at 42, because it is a short week. As for who I think might win, I mean, the only thing that I could really see myself even betting would be just Joe Mixon. Maybe Joe Mixon's over any of his running props. But outside of that, like, this is going to be like the one game that I kind of stay away from and just kind of just enjoy for something to watch. You know what
How
I
do you
mean?
feel about Tank Dell's receptions?
I mean, I would like for him to hit that. He's on my fantasy squad. It could possibly, he doesn't even look like necessarily the same player. So it was his receptions probably at 3.5,
I'm seeing 4.5.
4.5, and they're saying take the over. He's going to be the number one target at this point. So if there was a day for him to do his thing, it's going to be this day. But and he has. I mean, he hit it in one. Was it one game? 2 games? So but hey, I don't hate it. I don't hate it, but I got him on my fantasy team, so I'm not going to do the double dip with Tank Dell. And
I
obviously, I'm
feel
rooting
that.
for him. He's my favorite. He's one of my favorite football
So
players.
are you starting them? Are you starting them in fantasy?
Uh, Yeah, I
Who
think.
are your other options on the bench? Maybe some
Uh,
Tank Dell owners might have a similar situation because I'm assuming you have him in at flex.
I mean, I got Puka. I got Puka back healthy. Cedric Tillman. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Um, and I got Jackson Smith and Jigba. So, and I'm assuming DK is going to be out again. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and they got
so,
the
I mean,
Rams. I think that's going to be high scoring, just
yeah.
based
So,
off Stafford just being surgical on that defense.
right. So it's just, I mean, it's just one of those situations where, you know, like I'm still trying to figure it out. And because it's a Thursday game, I might just leave him. I might just leave him out. But yeah, it's between him, Jackson Smith. I probably rock with Tillman because he played well last week. Granted that he was going against one of the weakest defensive back uh, groups in the NFL, but I think
Who,
that
the Ravens?
yeah, yeah, because none of those cats played. The people you're probably thinking about didn't play. Their first round pick didn't play. Marlon Humphreys was
They
out.
didn't
The,
play. Yeah.
yeah, Marcus Williams got benched. They had like four defensive back starters that did not play in that game. So yeah, Jameis is going to light you up. But yeah, I'm still deciding with Tank Dell. Maybe I might put him in for Jackson Smith, but I just kind of feel like Jackson Smith is going to get going here soon. So I might keep Tank Dell on the bench, see how he works. But at the end of the day, I'm not really worried. I do like Tank Dell, the player. I just don't necessarily like this matchup right now, and especially it being off of a short week.
No, I feel that. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go for any. I had a hunch like I don't know what's going to happen with the Texans and the receiver group. So like at the ADP that they were at, I ended up not getting any of the three this
Mm.
year.
See,
But
I targeted Nico Collins and Tank. Like I won't even lie about that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, I'm hip. I'm hip.
Yeah, and it's like I mean Nico Collins in one of my leagues. I had at one point there was a world where I had CeeDee Lamb, Nico Collins, and Rasheed Rice with Rashid Shaheed on the bench and Khalil Shakur on the bench. You know what I mean? With Trey McBride at my tight end. Like that was supposed to be hook, line, sink them, smack them all the way to the championship. It didn't really work out like that, but like people have sent me offers for Nico Collins, and I'm just like, there's nothing that you can give me outside of like a running back one and another wide receiver
When's he slated to return?
next week, week 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's just on a four game IR. So it's not that big of a deal. He'll be back and hopefully, he had a month off, so he'll be back healthy. And what
Yeah.
he does is not going to stop. Like Stephon Diggs isn't going to stop that.
Well, what we got to keep in mind is some of these receivers that might need to fill that Stephon Diggs role. This is your time to prove that you deserve more burn. With Nico Collins is back with Tank Dell, so I'll be looking out for these Texans receivers this game. It should be interesting to see who steps up.
Yeah, yeah. If anyone steps up, but yeah, I would keep an eye out for Hutchinson for sure, just because like
What
I said,
about Robert Woods?
I mean, you can do it if you want. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? Again, this is I wouldn't touch none of these cats actually. But yeah, if you feel like Robert Woods might have a few more routes in him, then maybe, but yeah, I would probably
I
just chill.
just think I just think with the way the Jets defense has been playing, I feel like no Nico, no Stephon, no problem. I think he's going to be able to air it out. I think it's going to be a good performance from Stroud, and a lot of these Thursday night games have been like sleeper bangers, like high scored shootouts, like some of them unexpectedly.
I mean,
So
yeah, I mean it's always, I mean, it's nice. That's what everybody would prefer. You know what I mean? We would like to not have a dud of a game, but again, when it comes to money and spending your money, you got to just you want to have a better vibe going into the game than I think people do going into this one. Me personally. So, you know,
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm probably the more I look at it, Joe Mixon yards, and then I'm a dabble with the receptions on Tank. And I just like taking advantage of situations like this, right? Where if there was sports betting in Texas, you could have saw the Cedric Tillman thing coming with Amari Cooper gone. And I just don't think Jerry Judy's that good. So when you
Yeah,
have
but he didn't even get the most targets on the team. You know what I'm saying?
Cedric?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the first read targets went to Elijah Moore. And
Elijah Moore.
he had 12 targets. So
That's cool, but how do you do
it,
compared to Cedric?
I mean, he had 8 receptions for 86 yards. That's 16 fantasy football points. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like Cedric. The good thing about Cedric Tillman is that outside of the big play touchdown to win the game, he did score, and he probably had about like 50 yards. So it would have still been a good day for you if you bet his receptions.
But yeah,
And then maybe
what I was saying in terms of receptions being, the books that let you kind of tease or reverse tease and be like, well, you have him at 4.5. I think he at least gets 7, and you get a lot of plus money from that. I think some of those stuff is kind of predictable. Why is my
so you thought he was going to get 7 receptions?
He had a hell of receptions a week before. There's a reason why you scooped him up and I scooped him up in 2 different leagues, and we didn't discuss nothing about that.
Yeah, well, I scooped him up because I had to. You know what
I
I'm saying?
scooped him up as a
But
bench
yeah,
stash. So
I
I didn't
think
need him. I didn't
I
need him. Like
yeah,
I had my bench went off. I have Lad McConkey. I have Jacoby Myers. I had
yeah,
people go off on my bench. So
I
I
had
didn't need him. But just based off what I seen, knowing Jameis and how he is, and Amari Cooper being gone, I was like, all right, yeah, like somebody
so
has to get the ball. So it's not going to all be
now
Tank Dell. What are you fighting me on? Like, what don't you
no,
agree
I'm
with?
not no. Whoa, I'm about to ask you some more questions about the Cedric Tillman thing.
All right.
What do you think? What do you think his outlook is for the rest of the season? Then
I don't think it's going to exactly be the same. I think it's going to be some ups and downs
okay.
as teams start to game plan for him. But
Oh,
you want to
well,
take advantage. You
the
want to
teams
take
are better.
advantage. You want to take advantage of the receptions when he's not the hot name. He's the hot name now. So that's not what I'm not talking
Right.
about. He was just an example for like this game where there's no Diggs, there's no Collins. So let me try to figure out who might be the second leader of receptions besides Tank Dell. It's at 1.5. They get 3. That's easy money.
What about Dalton Schultz?
Dalton Schultz, I'd have to look into. I have to look into him some more.
Right, because how I like if going off of what you're saying is basically like, all right, there's like next man up. There's going to be some opportunity for somebody here. Who has been playing and who has had snaps with CJ Stroud?
But Dalton
And,
Schultz, his receptions 4.5. So he could have 4 catches, 60 yards, and a touchdown. It's a good game, but I lose the bet.
right.
It's not really good value. So
Okay. So who you think you getting value on? You think you're getting value on Robert Woods or on
possibly.
Hutchinson?
I mean, they're both at 1.5. So I'd have to. I'd look into it a little bit more, do a little bit more research, and be like, yeah, I think this is going to be the guy. See what they're saying, what they've been asked by the media, who's supposed to,
Mm-hmm.
But I like taking it. It kind of reminds me of earlier in the year where we were talking about that likely play, and he was at 1.5, and he had like 5 catches.
Right. And again, I agree with you, but I think that the Cedric Tillman one was like
You looking at my
I got
Cedric
like
Tillman
yeah,
example like a little bit too
yeah,
hard because the
yeah,
week
I guess
before
so, yeah.
that he had 9 to 10 targets, so it's not the exact same situation, but it is
Yeah,
it
I get
is a
what you're saying
situation.
though. I get what you're saying though. Now it's like you're trying to find the person that can easily. It's almost like how you if you get what's that tight end, the second tight end on Kansas City, Gray or like Justin Watson.
Noah
Yeah,
Gray, Justin
no,
Watson.
right.
Yeah,
It's like all right, we're gonna smack Noah Gray and Justin Watson for 2 receptions. They
right.
can get that on one side. Yeah,
Because we know Rice and so's out. D Hop not there yet, and then yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So
No, I
at
get
the
it.
end of the day, it's not just going to be the Dell and Schultz show. I'm just trying to see, who's going to easily just get 2 catches. It could be 2 for 9 yards. I'm good. And get
Right.
that in the first quarter, and then he pops off. It's like, all right, now I'm chilling for the rest of the game. Versus Dalton Schultz, I could see a situation where he gets 2, and then he doesn't get another reception to the fourth, and then you're waiting for 2 more, and I'm blown. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. I guess, yeah. I mean, I might look and see what's going on with the Dalton Schultz one, just because I guess he'd be like the security blanket. But like even like this Joe Mixon jump, like I don't know about 3.5 for Joe Mixon. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I think if they're gonna rock with Joe, I think they just throwing it. I think they just gonna run it. I think they just running the ball with Joe
Yeah,
Mixon.
I don't really like. I don't like that number at all. He needs 4, 3, and you
Yeah.
lose. I'm good off that. And he
So
hasn't been hitting that. Look at that.
yeah, I mean, I guess he hit 3 or 4, or was it 2.5, or is it 3.5? Oh yeah, no, he ain't hit 3.5. He ain't hit 3.5. But yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's all relative. Like I said, I do agree that it will be somebody. It's funny they don't even have Michi's props out,
I
so
know.
that
Yeah,
could
I
be.
noticed that. I'm on PFF, and they don't have that either.
Yeah, so that could be the like the tell right there that he actually is the one that's going to probably be getting work, either on the outside or in the slot. I mean, at this point, they don't have with Diggs being out now, and also Collins. I probably think I would assume it'd be Hutcherson,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
because he kind
Michi.
of has that frame where it's like
Yeah.
because they need that they need Nico Collins back for this offense. It's kind of similar to the Eagles and AJ Brown. It looks like it just turns the offense up to a whole nother level. So
Right.
I
Well,
think they'll
yeah.
get back. I think they'll get back to it. It's a winnable game, but they're 6-2, so I wouldn't call this like a must win. They'd love to have it and continue the Jets spiraling downfall, but
Yeah.
this does look kind of like a trap spot, and like you said, the line kind of shows that.
Like it's almost like, yo, this has to be a trick. Even if you took plus 1.5, even if you don't even take the plus 2.5 right here, this is the best odd. But like even if you took plus 1.5, it's like, wait, I'm getting plus money on Houston at New York, like a 2-6. And you know what's crazy? Hold on, let me show you. What's the craziest part about this matchup is that I'm pretty sure that 90, look at that. I've never seen this before, or like, I mean, I actually I take it back. I have seen 90% of the money before, but like this means that the professionals and also the like pros and Joes are both on this. Like this
Yeah, that
means
is that is
everybody
that
on.
is that is crazy. That is a crazy percentage. That's wild.
You know what I mean? And it's not even like it's 90% of the bets and like 75% of the money. It's like, nah, people are smacking this joint
People
accordingly.
are people are fading the Jets. People are
Well, I
like,
mean,
we're done. Like, and I think that's a little bit of revenge betting too. Niggas probably lost so many people money. Think about how many people had them just snuck into the parlay. Oh, Patriots, they just lost. They got this one, and they're like, nah, fuck that. Oh wait, this is plus 1.5 because I guess the line that I guessed for this game was Texans +3. That's what I guessed.
you guess Texas would be plus
No,
3?
no, 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 not +3. See, when I put it in my phone, I put it like I go by the home team. So I see +3, Jets +3, as in Texans -3. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So
My
I was
bad.
gonna say, nah, okay, yeah. But nah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You
exactly.
thought
And
like, damn, this nigga on Aaron Rodgers' job.
I mean, maybe you just think it's time for them to get right, like you said. I mean,
No,
they did
no,
all these
no,
games.
no. Them niggas got to show me. I'm good off that. Nah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. They're essentially 2 games away from probably being mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. And again, like I said last week going in, everybody was trying to say that these cats could possibly get it turned around, and then they turned around and they lost to the Patriots. So you know what I mean? Like I mean, I don't know. like again, if the books got it at the number, and they did the same thing with me to me when it came to San Francisco and San Francisco and the Chiefs. I was like, why is San Francisco plus -1.5? That it had me stuck the entire week. I was like, I don't get it. Why is San Francisco favored in this game? How is San Francisco favored in this game? Why are they letting us get Pat Mahomes at plus money? What is going on here that I'm not seeing? And yeah, this is just
Oh, with you talking about the Niners game?
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they were feeling like, oh, Super Bowl rematch. They're gonna be hungrier, and it's at home. But I was just like, with the Texans too. They have the Jets tomorrow, but then after that they have the Lions and they have you guys, in Jerry World. So
they got their rough. This is this is the rough patch for them too.
Yeah, this is one where it's like, yo, let's get this handled. Let's get out of New York and take this extra time to recalibrate, get Nico back, and then let's try to make this push and lock this division down.
Because I mean, shoot, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Playing Detroit, you might beat Detroit, but you're gonna be beat up. You're gonna be beat up after playing Detroit. You know what I mean? Like they don't play like they're a hard-nosed football team on offense and defense. And even if you get out of there with a win, it doesn't mean that you're not worn out. So I'm actually glad that they're playing Detroit before they play us.
Yeah. That's good for y'all for sure. Still blown that we're not going to get the Diggs versus Diggs. That's such a blower. Like, damn, you couldn't have torn your ACL after that game.
Yeah, second year in a row. He didn't get to play his brother, and that sucks. But
that's tough. I think it's fair we start, like, at least when it comes to these isolated primetime games, talking about the playoff picture. Colts are 4-4. Jags, forget about it. Titans, forget about it. But the Colts, going with Joe Flacco, think it gives them the best chance to win. And I see a lot of people talking about, oh, you guys aren't giving. Now, I don't agree with. I think there's more to the story, because did you see how they're saying it's like a permanent decision, like it's Joe Flacco for the rest of the season?
Yeah, but I mean, again, when stuff like this
more
happens,
to it.
It shows that the coach he's not making sense. You know what I mean? He spoke at the podium talking about how he's going to be able to get a crack at this, and in order for him to get better, he needs live game reps. And then you know what I mean? You decide, like, okay, well, are you doing this for what's best for the team? Are you doing this because y'all are 4-4? Because at first, the way I looked at it is like, all right, they're 4-4, and they're still in it. Let's see what Joe Flacco does. If we're out of playoff contention, then we can put the rookie in. But until that time, you know what I'm saying, you play Joe. And then he comes out today, he announces that this is who the starter is going to be for the rest of the year, and that Anthony Richardson is benched. And then the wide receiver, Michael Pittman, who was dropping balls last week, is like, yo, I didn't even know Buddy got benched. Like, I didn't even know. I found out when y'all found out. So it just doesn't look like, it just looks like one of those things where the camp doesn't make sense. It looked like they were making sense. They got benefit of the doubt because they're the organization and they're professionals. They're supposed to know more than us. But then you go back, you look at the receipts, and you look at how they're talking even today, and it's like, okay, y'all don't know what y'all are doing. Y'all just don't know.
You know what we might be forgetting about, a factor we might be forgetting about, and this might be lost on us because the Jets been moving so terribly. The Panthers are the Panthers, and they've been doing Panther things. But Jim Irsay is kind of unhinged. Like, do you think he kind of had, he's a meddling owner that's not getting talked about this season because there's not much to talk about in terms of things.
Yeah.
But
so, and now this is where I would feel like Jim Irsay would be like, nah, we're playing the rookie. Like, we're playing our investment. You know what I mean? Whereas the coach would be more so like, all right, we got our job on the line here, and some of the players might come to the coach.
Is his job really on the line though? Because he was like a coach of the year candidate last year.
My fault. I wasn't there yet. So what I'm saying is the coach might have some players coming up to him and saying, not just his job being online, but the players like, yo, what's good? We're doing better when we had Joe Flacco in. And sometimes, like I said, when they did it with Bryce, you don't want your team to give up. And sometimes if everybody else is doing their job and the lineman, the center feels like they have a better chance with Joe Flacco back there, and you're the head coach, and you're able to do it. Sometimes you go with who the team wants. You go with who the team suggests. And
Did you see Josh Downs comments? Like I feel you, but it like between that, the Michael Pittman comments, it doesn't really feel like it kind of feels like they're still back in Anthony Richardson. Like their comments feel
well,
like
Ryan Kelly was the one who spoke out loud, basically like, yeah, he talked to him. He's young. He knows he can't do that. Blah, 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 blah. And he is the captain of the football team. And again, they didn't know. So obviously they didn't go to him and complain or whatever. But it's clear that whether it was the coaching staff, whether it was some of the captains on the team, something happened and they decided, or maybe just the head coaches decided that this is the best decision for my football team and this is what I'm going to do. And because he has enough leeway, Jim Irsay is like, all right, cool. I mean, they're not going to win the Super Bowl. It's not like they're going on a Super Bowl run. So in my head, it's just like you might as well play AR, give them the reps. But again, I'm not in the locker room, and if they do whatever you want to do, you're allowed to make your decision, but you just make it make sense. As long as it makes sense, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like even with the Drake May thing, Drake May played. We got a chance to see what he looked like. Now he's
looks
injured. He's
right.
concussed. Yeah, and now he's concussed. But hey, that's football. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm going back and saying, "See, this is why I told you he shouldn't have played." It's just like, well, he got hurt on the field. That's part of football. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, even though they're not slated to make some Super Bowl run, I think the fact is like, yo, it's a 2-man race for this division right now. Then they got DeForest Buckner back, got Jonathan Taylor back, and then I'm glad you brought up Ryan Kelly because I think the center is like an underrated like mind on the team a lot of the times, almost like the Mike linebacker. But yeah, I mean, and think about who preceded him. Hall of Fame Jeff Saturday. You know what I mean? So he maybe it was like a piece of it.
Right. And again, the thing that makes it even weirder though is like he easily could have just been like, yo, we think right now we got our best chance of right now this week winning with Joe Flacco there. And he could have just for like, what I'm saying, this wouldn't have been a talking point for every single interview throughout the weeks for the rest of the season. Excuse me, throughout the rest of the season. But clearly people would have just realized like, oh, okay, they're going to play Joe Flacco until they're out of playoff contention, and then they'll put the rookie back in. Like people probably would have just assumed that. For him to
Yeah,
come out and be like,
but
oh,
that's what I don't understand. Everything was making sense because obviously, I posted on our gram, me saying, "Yo, bench him," just because, like, yo, get him recalibrated, and then also a missing piece of this, and I think I saw was it Zaire Franklin? I might be saying his name wrong. Linebacker. He went on a podcast, and he was like, "My thing is," and this is a big part of the reason where I was like, "Bro, just bench him," because he clearly doesn't know what league he's in. Bro, you just don't say that, bro. Like, think of something else to say, bro. So I think on top
he
of it,
told
it's
the
like,
truth. He told the truth. Maybe
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and like
but
it's like
you know what? You
obviously
know
it's
what
lie,
Franklin
but
said? You know what Franklin said?
it
Lie,
lie. Yeah,
lie.
I mean,
Yeah,
Michael said the same thing. Michael said the same. You don't think they
yeah,
be
bro. You
lying in
can't,
Dallas? Like
you
they,
can't,
yeah,
you
they lie.
can't, you can't say that, bro. You are the quarterback, and then. Bro, Lamar Jackson and Lamar and Cam Newton did a lot for the running black quarterbacks not to get the running back moniker. You over here taking yourself off saying you tired, bro. It's not a good look, man.
Hey, you asked him a question, he answered it. You know what I mean? One thing you can say about him
Oh,
is
hey,
you
well,
can
hey,
call him a lot of things,
well,
but you can't call him a liar. You can call him a lot of things, but you can't call him a
I
liar.
need my quarterback line in the situation and reading the room.
Well,
Nigga, you
22.
haven't completed over 50% of
It's
your
22.
passes all
It,
year, and now
right.
yeah,
But if that's the case and that's how you feel, then you don't select this player. If that's how you feel, if that's what you need for your quarterback, you don't select the 21-year-old that has had 10 games under his belt. Don't do it. You know what I mean? That was an option too.
It was, but you know what another option is that I would like? I seen some rumblings like, John should make a call. I don't think they would deal him, but I would love to give him a third and like DJ in the seventh.
They're
That'd
not
be
going to do
dope.
it.
I
They're
know,
not
but
gonna,
still, like,
like,
you know what I mean? Like, hey, give
I
us a
mean,
call. I heard y'all were interested in Daniel Jones last year.
you know what I mean?
He's still available.
I'm sure he is, but you know what I mean? So I mean, again, that's the thing about it. It's like, bro, you knew this is not a surprise. This isn't a shock to anybody that he's playing the way that he's playing. And they knew all of this about
And
him.
the stats are very similar to Josh Allen's first few starts.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? Like you made this choice to pick traits. You got it. You got
That
it.
they did. That they did. But that's what I'm saying. Like, what would make sense to me is what you said. All right, we're 4-4. We're getting some major pieces back on offense and on defense. Let's keep doing it until we're out of playoff contention, and then we'll put the Rook back in. But if that's not the game plan, and he's just like, if you guys are mathematically out, and Joe Flacco's still starting, then it's like I'm just throwing the papers in the air. It's like I try to give y'all a benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Don't know what y'all doing.
I mean, maybe at that point, all I could say is that it's to evaluate the other players on the team. If that's the situation that's going on, it's like they feel like, but then it's like you're delegating AR to being Desmond Ritter, and that's going to shoot you. You know what I'm saying? That would kill you. That hurts your confidence even more. You know, I weirdly as it sounds, I think that like even Carolina handled this aspect of it better than the Colts are this week. I think it's just been a rough week for the Colts.
Yeah, for sure. And then they did. And Andy Dalton came out and they provided a spark, and he naturally couldn't play anymore. Now Bryce Young's back. Give him, But that's the thing. Joe Flacco did go down. Obviously, I'm guessing Richardson would get the start, and Bryce Young still wouldn't be starting if Andy Dalton was healthy. What do you think they do over there? If Andy Dalton is healthy, you think they're going to keep going with Bryce?
They, just for this week, probably, But yeah, I mean, they're starting Bryce this week, and Andy Dalton practiced in full.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, might as well. Traded Deontay. Think Adam Thielen, his practice window either opened or he might be back soon. So I know you sleep on him. I saw you scooped up Xavier Leggett. In my other league, I scooped up Thielen, threw him into the IR, let him rot there for a week.
Yeah, I mean, again, my friends even joke with me about this. Is I'm really just good off the 35-year-old. Like I don't doubt you that he's going to produce for you for 2-3 games, but you know what I mean. It's just kind of like I rather rock with.
I feel like I just moved. I missed out on the Thielen magic last year, so if I could get a taste of that for the free ski.
So you chasing a little bit. Hey, ain't nothing wrong. I mean, it worked with you with Kareem Hunt. It's just one of those things with I'm okay with missing out on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm personally like, all right. You know what I mean? Like okay. Like even right now, how the running backs are killing it. It's just like, all right, you got to be okay with like this. You have to know that this is a possibility. So
you know what I'm saying? He could be the next domino to fall. Thielen might get traded too. But my thing is, like, bro, when are you also going to start getting good value for players you trade? Like, think about what they've gotten.
GM. They got a first year
but
GM.
before then.
But that's why y'all were able to get
Burns.
Brian Burns for that weak ass deal when like the original deal was for 2 1s. You went from being offered 2 1s to getting no ones at all. You just traded a conditional pick for Deontay Johnson, which is, I mean, good for the Ravens. They added more depth, but you know what I mean? It's like you didn't even get anything for him. So it is just
they just calling the Panthers just giddy as hell. Like, hey, Derek Brown hurt, but we'll give you a 4th for him right now.
I mean, at this point, why not call? You know what I mean? At this point, why would you not call?
Is JC Horn available? We'll give you Forbes in the 7th.
People have called about JC Horn. People have called. Yeah, teams have called about JC Horn. They've
If they
called
give
about.
up JC Horn, it's like, bro, what are y'all even doing, bro?
But it's just this is what I mean. I don't know if this is what happened, but this is just the first. This is again. He was a player. Like this wasn't like a cat that grew up in player personnel and has been around a GM, had a GM mentor, and all of you know what I mean. All of the regular steps that goes into becoming a GM of a football team. They were just like, oh well, like John Lynch did it. It worked well for him. So we're going to just hire Dan Morgan. Like, and it's true.
Dan Morgan, the same guy that was on Hard Knocks, where he was negotiating and that's why I'm confused why people are so hard on our GM. It's like, yo, y'all saw him just fleece Buddy on TV. Like,
I mean, they're gonna be hard on your team because y'all just not winning. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes down to winning, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like they could do a lot of things right, but at the end of the day, where it says L at the end of the week, that's what it really is. Is that y'all aren't winning. You know what I mean? Y'all would be able to take hella victory laps if y'all were winning right now. If y'all were 5-3, not even like smacking niggas, but if y'all were 5-3,
I know. I mean, you know what we talked about? If we were 5-3, we'd hear way more Dexter Lawrence rumblings, defensive player of the year, even though it's still there. And we'd be talking about like Tyrone Tracy and Nubin and how the rest of the draft class has been. So
and it's like, but that part of it is why you need to be disappointed in your team. You need to be mad at somebody because it's like, bro, we not fucking winning. And that's what we trying to do here. Like even me, I'm like, bro, like it's like I'm like almost numb to the bullshit because it's like, bro, I want to win, bro. I like even when you ask me, you're like, oh, what happens if Ezekiel Elliott has 50 yards and 2 touchdowns? Good. I don't think he's capable of it, but however,
he was close.
Yeah, and that's fine for
me. He was about a halfway there. But my sentiment on the Giants right now is just simply I'm looking for quarterbacks. So I don't want no more DeVito 3 games and pushing. I'm not a fan of tanking, but I'm watching every game. Like if we win, I'm glad we won. If we lost, I'm back to the scouting report.
Yeah, and I mean that's essentially like that's how it is. But that's what it goes like when it goes to the narratives like that. It's like I mean the way that I deal with it is like, yo, we lose. That's what we deserve. We deserve to be bashed if we're losing because when we win, it's quiet. And I love silence. I love silence. That's why I like winning. Winning brings silence. And when you lose,
peace, tranquil.
Yeah. And when you lose, they're allowed to say whatever the hell. Whatever they want to be right is right, bro. We lost. That's the price of losing. You know what I mean? Like that's why I hate losing so much. And I mean, I don't know how much you know what I'm saying? I don't know how you feel about it, but bro, I couldn't. Hey, whatever they want to say about the college, like a dude in the gym today was San Francisco fan told me to take my headphones off so we could talk shit, talk about, oh yeah, that's 3 in a row. Hey, bro.
Would you have a Cowboy shirt on or you knew him?
Yeah, I had my Cowboy shirt on. But you know what I mean? It's like, hey, like I ain't got nothing to say, bro. You're right. Belt to ass 3 times in a row. You know what I mean? I'm not here to argue a team that's losing. Like you know what I'm saying? Like how are you upset or mad that your team be losing? Like does that do anything for you, or is it just like whatever, we lost? I don't like
I'm more thinking of I don't want all these rumble like it's just for one, our owner already came out and said they safe, but I believe in this regime. And as a Giants fan, what you got to understand is we've been dealing with a lot of turnover when it comes to management and coaching. And I don't want to start that over. So it's kind of like, look, he's doing all he can do. He can't do nothing with the X's and O's. And all he could do is draft well and make roster changes. And he's done great with that. So I want to keep yo. You know what I mean? To me, that's not really that, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to, oh, should we keep him as GM, whatever. It's not like, to me, it's not a dumpster fire. We're competitive, but we definitely need to win more games. But hey, even though people are giving Daniel Jones a pass, but I'm watching the game, bro. Like some of these, like he's not losing us a game, but he's not bringing us to wins with some of these throws that could be chunk plays, could be some yak. It's impossible to get yak when you don't throw with anticipation and you're waiting for him to sit there in his spot, you're throwing it behind him. He has to come back for him, get readjusted. All right, he dropped that. Well, maybe if you threw it and led him on the ball, we getting
yeah, but I mean, yeah, it'll be, but that's what comes with it. They gonna bash the losers, and we're losers. We're losers. You know what I mean? So yeah, we got to take the bashing and get mad about it and start fucking winning. They can't say shit to you when you win.
Hey man, yeah. Anyone ever tell you should be a motivational speaker?
I mean, nah, but I guess that's how I motivate myself. You know what I mean? Like, hey, motherfucker can't say a goddamn thing to you if you winning. They can't say anything.
Yeah, I feel like we probably spent like 60% of the time talking about that. I forgot we were talking about a Texans Jets game. We went all over the map. But yeah, that's going to do it for this. Final thoughts is Austin doesn't really trust the player props here. He just wants to sit back and enjoy the game, but he's leaning under. I like the over here, and I'm definitely taking some props. I'm more of a degenerate type of gambler though, so don't follow me. Watch TV, don't watch me. But yeah, I'm liking the over. And in terms of who wins the game, I have no fucking idea. I'm not betting that at all. I'm just not sure. If I were to do anything, maybe I would tease the Jets up to like 6 or 7 because I don't think they're going to beat them by a whole touchdown. But then again, the Jets got blown out like 2 touchdowns by the Steelers, and they're not even the type of team to be doing that to you.
Right. Yeah.
So once again, actually, I'm not even taking that.
Yeah. I mean, I was just again, this is just one of those. They got me. They tricked me, and I don't. Hey, trick or treat, and they got me. They got me. So I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna watch this one and see how it plays out. You know.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for that. Next up will be the gambling show. I think I struck out last week, but it was coming. I was hitting on shit, but it was coming. Austin did his thing. But yeah, matter of fact, you got anything else?
Nah, just like, subscribe. If you got any fantasy questions, feel free to post those in the comments. We'll try to get those answered for you and break it down.
And follow us on the gram. We answer DMs as well.
Right.